So I tell people technical analysis is definitely a art. It is a science, it is an art. And the great thing about technical analysis is that it is also flexible. It definitely provides us the ability to use various different tools to be able to decipher what the chart is trying to tell you. So every single chart that you see, it could be crypto, it could be stocks, it could be futures, it could be Forex. Every chart is trying to tell you a story. Our responsibility is to be able to decipher what that chart is trying to tell us. And we do that with various different tools. So the tools that we use are support and resistance. So we understand where are the buyers and where are the sellers. We also understand, trend line. Is the price currently holding a strong trend line? We also look at different chart patterns. Is it a double top, double bottom, head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders? Or do we have a death cross or golden cross moving average crossover? So for those that are beginners, it may sound like a lot at the moment, but I promise you by the end of this hour, you would understand the 5 skills you need, at least at a high level, to be able to conduct technical analysis, okay? So this is the roadmap that I've created for all the earners on this call for today. Aside from the stuff that I'm gonna cover today, this is what I recommend every single person that wants to become an expert in technical analysis to study. The first one is market trends. You need to understand when the market is in a uptrend, downtrend, or if not, consolidating. You need to understand, and you also need to know how to plot support and resistance. You need to know where supply is at and where demand is at. You need to understand candlestick patterns. So like, for example, each single candlestick is telling you a story. It is a fight between the bears and the bulls, or the buyers or the sellers. And you also have chart patterns, bull flag, bear flag, double top, double bottom. You also have trend lines. On top of that, you have technical indicators, like for example, MACD, you have RSI, you have moving average crossovers, and you even have intraday strategies that are a bit more advanced, like for example, the ABCD pattern, the opening range breakout, and also the break and retest strategy. Today, we're gonna focus on the 5 different skill sets. Skill number 1, how do we actually spot the trend? So in the market, you're going to see different trends, and we'll go ahead and just get a bit more interactive here. So the first one being where you're going to see an uptrend, downtrend, and a sideways trend. Now, how do you identify a uptrend? You identify an uptrend because an uptrend is going to consist of higher high, higher low, higher high, and higher low. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that one more time, and actually just give me one quick second.
Chris, will these slides be available for the earners after?
Yes, yes, 100%. Actually, I created this just for the earners. So
thank you.
You bet. And I also have a quiz at the end as well. So please pay attention. I have a quiz for all of you to take. Give me 1 second while I'm trying to get my tool to work.
Jerson said de lo mío. So
okay.
My best friend is Dominican. He says that all the time. So I feel like I kind of know what that means.
Definitely. So I got a couple of questions for those that are in the chat. Okay. So the first thing is, we said that uptrend is it is basically comprised of higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So when you go to the gym and you do a sprint, right? You do a sprint, you take a break, you do a sprint, you take a break, you do a sprint, right? Now, I got a question for everyone. Is this low higher than this low? Drop a 1 in the chat if this low right here is higher than this low.
I don't think we can see that.
Really?
Your drawing, we cannot see it. Yeah, no, I can't see the drawing.
Okay, all right, let me do
Maybe reshare your screen, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna reshare my entire screen.
All right, thank you.
All right, so let me do that one more time. So for example, I said before, this low right here, is this low higher than this low? Drop a 1 in the chat if this low right here is higher than the other one. So yes, correct, right? So the same thing applies for when we are going in a downtrend. When we're going in a downtrend, people think that a stock just plummets. No, a stock is gonna make lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So another question for the team here. Is this low lower? Sorry, is this low right here lower than this low? Drop a 1 in the chat if this low right here It's lower, right? Correct, it is, right? So these are the different trends: uptrend, downtrend, and then sideways trend. Sideways trend is when the market or that security is just consolidating, where the price basically is consolidating between two price points, right? The price it cannot break out of that price point. For that reason, that trend is considered a sideways trend. Okay, so I got a couple of slides here that go into more depth. So uptrend is when that stock or security is moving up over a extended period of time, consisted of what? Higher highs and higher lows. So uptrend, higher highs and higher low, and we are able to test that by doing what? We are able to test that by looking at the chart and seeing higher high, higher low. And again, we can see that what? That this low is higher than this low. Drop a 1 if that makes sense when it comes to an uptrend. Okay, excellent, excellent, perfect. Then we have a downtrend, right? So a downtrend is where we are currently in a bear market. So we are basically plotting lower highs and lower lows. So as soon as you look at a chart, what you want to do is that you want to identify these different swing points. Higher highs and higher lows, and lower highs and lower lows, those are considered swing points. Okay, so swing points is how we are able to identify the current trend that stock is currently in. Okay, something else to note when it comes to both a downtrend and also a uptrend is that in a uptrend or downtrend, you should be able to do what? You should be able to draw a channel. A channel is going to have a resistance trend line, and it's also going to have a support trend line. So let's go ahead and take a look at a live example. Okay, so here we have what a uptrend looks like. So we're going to go ahead and just copy that real quick. All right, let's go ahead and open up trading view. Let's go to a new window. Let's go to trading view, and let's take a look at a stock like, for example, Microsoft. All right, so if we look at Microsoft, let's go ahead and paste our uptrend. Right, so this right here is what signifies an uptrend. Right, and it consists of higher highs and higher lows. Let me go ahead and just zoom in a little bit here. So if we take a look at where Microsoft was at back in June, would you say that within this period, from this candlestick all the way to this top wick, would you say that this was a uptrend or a downtrend? Just comment in the chat, uptrend or downtrend. Definitely an uptrend, right? And we are able to assess that. Why? Because the price is making what? The price is making higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, higher highs. Here made a big higher low, and then it made another leg up higher, right? Something else that you can do in a uptrend is that you can grab what we call a trend line. You could grab a trend line, and you should be able to connect a channel. How do you connect a channel? A channel you connect it by connecting the different swing points. So these swing points here are going to give you the ability to, notice what were the price of resistance where price hit and it bounced right back down. So for example, price came here, price came back down, price came here, price came back down, same thing here. Now we could do the exact same thing for support, right? So we could even draw it right here, where at this moment we have what? We have what we call a ascending channel. So this right here is called a ascending channel whenever you can draw a channel that is currently in a uptrend. So that is right there, a ascending channel.